What's up guys, Race to Glory here and welcome back to another part of my F1 23 My Team career mode. Today we're going to have Bahrain Grand Prix in Season 2, our first video of Season 2. If you do remember last time out, this will be a quick recap. As you can see, we've had lots of facility upgrades and also we are a lot closer to those ahead in the R&D chart, and we did re-sign Felipe Drugovich, and we'll quickly go through the drivers this season. Starting off with Red Bull, with retaining Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Mercedes, after Hamilton retiring, going with Esteban Ocon as a replacement, the former Mercedes driver. Liam Lawson enters Formula 1 to replace Alexander Albon. Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg stay at Haas. Leclerc and Sainz stay at Ferrari. Stroll and Alonso stay at Aston Martin. To replace Ocon, Gasly is partnered alongside Valtteri Bottas, which is new. The McLaren stay the same, as do the AlphaTauris. So that was a quick recap of what this season is going to be, and this is the calendar for. That was the calendar, a brief show of the calendar for this season, with new track Portimao and Paul Ricard returning to Formula 1. So that's going to be very exciting when we come around to that later in the season, obviously, but because we've got quite a few Grand Prix to get through first. Starting here with Bahrain, we have some R&D to spend, and it is obvious that I love the ERS. So we're going to go with our first rushed upgrade and hopefully get that in for Saudi Arabia. So now we've done quick practice, let's head to quali. This is our first lap then in this new car with this new livery, which I forgot to mention earlier. But I'm going to show this full lap because just to show how well we settle into this new car. Hopefully Drugovich can settle in equally as well as he is and get through into Q2, as he struggled to do that quite often last season. Hopefully he can get through to Q3 as well as our first lap. Nice first sector, I'd say. Go a bit deep maybe, miss the apex, but overall very solid for our first outing in this car for a while. I haven't been on the F1 game IRL. I was recording this over Christmas, so this was quite difficult for me to settle into a new, just a car in general, let alone a completely new season. So you'll understand why maybe these first couple laps aren't the best from me, although we'll find out how competitive they are. Obviously 95 AI as usual. Going through straight, did quite well I reckon for turn 10, brake, turn in, clip the apex. That I think is the best part of the track. I love sector 2 and sector 3 especially on this track, as we brake for the final couple corners. As we go on to the last straight, I always think they should have DRS on this straight, but I'm up to the final corner. Take it nicely up to the line. It's going to be a can we get into the 129s? No, not quite. A 136.86, which is very solid first lap. P3 and just over 3/10 away from George Russell, who is on pole position, and Drugovich makes it through into Q2 for the first time this season, at the first time, and Alfa Romeo of Joe Guan Yu is out. Alex Albon makes it through into Q2 in his new Alfa Romeo kick, as does Nico Hülkenberg is out in the Haas as well. Kevin Magnussen makes it through. Both AlphaTauris also out, as is both Williams. Liam Lawson on his debut. As now our second lap in this car overall and first lap in Q2. We're going to go a 132, which was a good lap initially, but just behind Alonso, but then Norris had a stonking lap at 129.7. What a lap. And we have some shocks then. Esteban Ocon in his Mercedes debut is out, as is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, despite being the best car on the grid. Felipe Drugovich, another one to fall at the second hurdle. Valtteri Bottas and Pierre Gasly, both Alpines out of qualifying, as is Kevin Magnussen. But a very mixed quali, with a Mercedes and a Ferrari out already in Q2. So now this lap I'm going to show the whole thing because it is probably the most complete lap I have ever done on F1, except maybe that Singapore lap that we did last week. Go check that video out if you haven't already. As now, first couple corners, very nice indeed as we brake, and unlike our first lap, we take it much nicer, and we are purple in the first sector. The little chicane, I love it so much, just flicking the steering wheel, turn in, and now go on throttle, go, 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 as we head towards turn 10, locking up quite easy here. As long as we keep it nicely, we shouldn't lock up, which we don't, but we do get a snap of overstay. Could that hamper our bid for the front row, as Oscar Piastri says a 1:35, not a good lap from the Australian at all. The pole lap time, I estimate, is probably around a 1:29.6, as Alonso's going over a 1:29.859. That's the fastest lap so far, but we are absolutely acing it. Purple in the first sector, purple in the middle sector. Around the final corners, heading towards the final corner now, Lando Norris ahead of us. The new fastest lap was set, I'm not sure by who, I wasn't paying attention. But Lando Norris up to the line, he sets a 1:29.5, we set a 1:29 flat, and that's 5/10 faster than Lando Norris. And that is an absolutely brilliant lap from us, and that is enough to secure us pole position in the first race by 3/10. What a lap by us.
Let's go.
Alonso will accompany us on the front row then, along with George Russell in third. Lando Norris only fourth after an impressive Q2 outing. Despite finding 3/10, it wasn't enough for pole. Both Red Bulls down the order in Verstappen and Perez, and Alexander Albon down in P10. Not the best start for the Red Bulls whatsoever, but we're on pole.
To the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race this one, with Sakia notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Iceman lines up on pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Norris, Stroll, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Verstappen, Albon, Ocon, Leclerc, Drogovic, Gasly, Bottas, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Liam Lawson, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Sargent, and Joe Granier. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. A new season and a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today, as once again we get another year of Formula One underway. Into those 10 minutes before the first race then, everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability, and everyone running in the hard tempo wake of other cars in practice. They're not really pushing 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Let's hope no one does.
So we've got pole, that's in the bag. Now let's go and get the double with the race win. Come on.
Cheers, Mark. We will try our best to go for that race win, but we have much faster cars behind us. We are still only the 5th best car. Remember, the McLarens, the Mercedes, the Ferraris, and the Red Bulls all faster than us. But we did a shock getting pole. Could we go for the double, as Mark said, and get that elusive race win? We've only won, I think, once in our Formula One career in Las Vegas, but with that chaotic race. But this is our second chance. The majority of the grid, top 10, all on hards, then it's just softs completely. So we are going to be brave and try out the mediums as one would. Mediums to soft is going to be our strategy, barring any safety cars or red flags. I thought about maybe a hard soft because we know the car likes the hards a lot. But I think the field of mediums would be definitely the best tyre to start on to go with anybody else. to go along with anyone else because we have hard tyres behind us, but I don't want them to wear out too quickly. So we're going to do a strategy with projected hard, medium to soft, and then see how we go from there. Depending on tyre wear, we might have to go on the hards. As now we start the formation lap. Alonso immediately eager to go and off quickly. Hopefully he can get a similar kind of launch. We were a bit slower though, but it doesn't matter because that was just the practice start. So we line up to the grid now and go very aggressively in, I must say, and get 0.5, very decent indeed. So now we're waiting for Alonso and down to, I believe it's Logan Sargent or Liam Lawson at the back of the grid, or maybe, I believe, yeah, I'm not sure though, it might be Joe Granu actually, to form up as now he has, and we go to 5 red lights. 5 red lights then ahead of us for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the start of Season 2. We're on pole. Alonso in second. It's lights out and away we go. Alonso gets a decent start. No, Alonso does not get a decent start. Unlike the formation lap, Alonso's dropped like a stone. He got a reaction time was good initially, but it's just bogged down as Lando Norris goes for the move into turn 1, already going for the lead. And he has got it. No, we come back on the inside, but we leave him the room as fellow compatriots. I do respect him quite a lot. As Norris now going for the move on the outside. We're going to have to defend to the inside. Those soft tyres really helping him out. We're going to just hold it on the inside, but is he still there? No, we just shut him out and keep the position. Keep P1. As now, we're just having to survive at the moment. I'm sure Norris will have another opportunity to go. We need to wait for this race to come to us. But what a start from Fernando Alonso. From P2 down to P6 or P7, I believe. Wow. It's now Norris, this is his second opportunity to overtake here in the second DRS zone, without, obviously the DRS is not actually activated yet. As he's going for the move on the inside, we're going to try and hold it around the outside, and we do make a bit of contact. He seems fine, and looking behind us we go off track, but we do keep the position on Norris, and he, I'm sure, will be wanting to go for the move into the final corner, or maybe even turn 1 with Slipstream. And lap 4 here, we have just pulled away a bit from him. We just managed to break the DRS as he was fighting with Russell behind us. There's the yellow flag, and there's a Mercedes. Is that Esteban Ocon, or is that George Russell? That's Esteban Ocon. He's spun on his Mercedes debut, and that has brought out the safety car, and that changes the strategy completely. It's hard for us as we're going to pit, but we have to see what happened to Esteban Ocon first. Not the ideal start for his Mercedes debut. Let's look here. He's just spun it. He's just spun it, I think. I don't know if he had any help, but he's just spun the car. And obviously all the ghosting, that should really be a red flag, to be honest. A lot of people pitting, but Esteban Ocon is at the back now for his Mercedes debut, and he's going to have to make up an awful lot of time. As a couple of people, I think there's a Haas and Alfa Romeo, both pit as well, so they clearly know what's at stake with this safety car, and we do as well, as we come into the pit lane, followed by Norris, Russell, Perez and Stroll, all pitting, and as is our teammate, it seems. As now we need a good stop by the crew to maintain this lead of the safety car restart. And as you'll notice, we're going on to the hards. I would have liked to go onto the softs, but they wouldn't last enough, and we couldn't go on the mediums for a second time. So we're going to have to choose the white wall tyres, the hard tyres, as now a bunch of cars pass us. I think they've all haven't pit yet. Yes, Esteban Ocon, one of them in P8, hasn't pit yet, and he's right there on those soft tyres. I still don't know why he didn't pit, but we're about to find out now. As they all pit, it looks like they wanted to avoid the double stack as we retake the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix and are up into P1, followed by Norris, Russell, Perez and Drugovich is in P5 now. Felipe Drugovich, where's that come from?
My time has come.
He was in P13. It's now the safety cars in this lap. Can Drugovich hold on to P5? behind. I think there's a Red Bull behind him of Max Verstappen as we're going to go racing now. And we've caught Norris napping a bit there as we're going to try and break the toe. And we have gained ourselves about 5/10 to Lando Norris as now lap 8. He's going to go for the move on us, I don't doubt. I thought about covering the outside, but I thought he was too much alongside us. He's going to go round the outside of us, and he's legitimately taken the lead. But can we try and hold it round the outside? We're going wheel to wheel, but Norris is on the inside. You just can't quite get him. But will we be able to come back at him with DRS, because he's only about a 10th away from us, and with Slipstream we can sure come back at him. He moves to the inside to defend. We could go on the outside and round the outside. Can we hold it? Yes we can, and we are up into P1 and get DRS to boot off Lando. No, we don't get the DRS. We were ahead at the detection zone, and that's going to cost us. Norris doesn't have DRS either. I'm not sure why he's not deploying it. I know why he's not deploying it. It's because DRS hasn't been activated yet. It's the lap after the safety car restarts. We can go back down the inside of both Norris and Russell, who was trying to go round the outside and up into P1. Wow, what a scrap this is. And this is just keeping Drugovich only a second behind us still. Very solid work from him. It's now Norris and Russell battling with each other, and that's given us a bit of a gap which we used up until lap 12, where we make a couple mistakes here as we almost spin it, as Russell is going to take advantage of that and go for the move on the inside and overtake us into P1. Can we try and sneak past him with the DRS? I thought about a cheeky little move on the inside but couldn't quite do it, but we've got the DRS to come back at him, and I'm sure on the main straight we will definitely overtake George Russell, who's going for his 3rd win, I believe this would be, of Formula 1 today, with the Ferrari still down the order. Not the best outing for them, as yes, on the main straight now we're going to go round the outside of George Russell, go very deep, brake very late. That could allow Russell to come back elsewhere to go into the first gear, but no, we just shove him wide and have none of that. Get the DRS and keep the position, re-overtake Russell up into P1, and that could leave him exposed to Perez and Norris, who are both trying to overtake George Russell. Norris has got him, Perez is fighting with him, and that 1.2 second gap again is just keeping us with this P1 as Norris now going for the move on the inside. We're going to have to try and fight him back for this. We've got the DRS, we're going to go wide and leave him the space. Maybe we'll have to move it too much space because he says thank you very much and gets the position. But now with DRS, can we try and come back at him? There's a bit of a gap behind us to Perez, who still seems to be fighting with George Russell, as now lap 16, we have managed to stick with Norris, and we are going to re-overtake him up into P1 with DRS, with ERS, and up into P1 round the outside. There you go, nice and easy. Fights us a bit, to be fair, but not much he could do. But we will have the DRS now, so will he be able to come back at us? He's only 2/10 back, and he's going to think about it. He's going to go for the move on the inside. I saw him coming. That's why I just went a bit wider. And we get a snap of oversteer, and that probably put him off. That's my bad, but we still keep the P1. And the FIA see no harm in that. So we will keep the position as now lap 19, the penultimate lap of the race. Norris going for the move. We've been in the lead for so long. Surely now we're not going to let it go. As round the outside goes Lando Norris, as we're going to try and hold it. But once again, he's just got the inside line, and we took too much curb. So this is going to set up an epic last lap showdown. Checo Perez right behind us as well. George Russell also within DRS. Verstappen a bit further back. Is now going to go for the move on Drugovich round the outside, on Norris round the outside. He goes deep, and we make a beautiful switchback and get the DRS as well, and are up into P1, and that could leave Norris exposed to maybe no podium for him. Perez gaining. He's got past Norris. He's going for 2 though. Sergio Perez wants that winner as well. It would be an epic comeback from 9th, I believe, for if he could do it. We make a bit of contact with him as he's just forcing us wide, but almost pushing him through the corners. As now, with DRS, we're going to come back at Perez on the inside and re-overtake him. But has Perez done enough to secure the P2? We go very deep. Brake late, as that could allow Norris to come back through. Norris has come back through up into P2, and that's going to be lap 20 of 20. That's it. We're going to come home to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Our 2nd win for us in Formula 1. Norris takes 2nd, Perez on the podium, George Russell in 4th, Verstappen 5th, and I believe it was Felipe Drugovich who finished in 6th. But the race win for us is what we're going to focus on today, because that was an epic drive, great defensive driving from us.
Perfect.
Let's go. Pierre Gasly takes driver of the day.
Happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
So P1 then for us, and that is the perfect start to the season. And we wanting, are we in this championship fight? Maybe. We'll find out, as we also set the fastest lap and take 26 points home. Felipe Drugovich finishes P6, very solid race for him, ahead of Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso from P2 down to P8, not the best drive for him. Lance Stroll P5 and Ferrari with an awful outing to begin with. P10 and P11. Oscar Piastri down in P12, not ideal for him. Ocon after the spin makes it back up to P13, and it's a double DNF for AlphaTauris to finish. They both had engine failures, I can confirm. I didn't put this in the highlights because it was happening while I was just driving around. I thought it was a bit pointless. But one DNF under the safety car, one DNF before the safety car, as we are now first in the Drivers' Championship with Ferrari down in 7th. Which is a huge surprise considering they are, on paper, the best team on the grid. So now we have a marketing department event. And yeah, I'm not letting Drugovich lose 7 racecraft. So we're going to decline that offer. But guys, if you have enjoyed this start of my F1 23 My Team career mode for Season 2, do make sure to drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to be posted of Season 2 and other weekly F1 videos. And I'll see you guys next time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Goodbye.